G'day. How we going?
I'm Brad Strutt, 1/5 of Australian crew called Lyrical Commission. I reside in Melbourne, Australia. 5 years, it's gone places, but if you're looking back 10 years ago, it was a really tiny, small underground scene that sort of took place in the back rooms of pubs with small amounts of people, mainly graffiti writers that like to get rowdy and probably not appreciate the music as much. But over the last 5 years, there's been a greater appreciation for the music. I think the direct result of that would be that the music's probably upped its professionalism, or it's sounded a bit more on point as far as quality of production and lyrics and all that sort of stuff. So overall, the Australian scene is just a thriving one at the moment. You got crews coming out of everywhere doing amazing things. There's all sorts of different flavours and styles coming out, and I mean, a lot of it is really of a world-class standard, you know what I mean? So as far as hip-hop down under, it's all fat.
Particular peeps get me peeved, but I believe that if you're reading the creeps, you get conceited and sleep. So I achieve every day of the week. I used to speak so much shit, that's how I started to spit, so then I quit. Had to clean up my act, stop being the slack. Had everybody on my back, getting snotty this and that. Chose LOVE, instead of a human being shallow and greedy, I'll say hello and try and help the needy. Got nothing for ya, gotta do it yourself. Heard it for years, I sincerely had to go and seek help. Until in love I fell, brought me out of this shell-shocked mind block. Like who the hell wants to hear about mine? Save it for the missus, slaving over dishes while I find myself on rolls in my room writing up scriptures.
The global market has become more accessible with the growth of the internet and its vital role in the buying, selling and information about new independent hip-hop. From setting up websites about hip-hop from specific parts of the world to buying your tunes online, it seems almost anything is possible.
My name is Kate Ferry. I write for UKHH.com, a website specialising in British hip-hop culture. I think the internet has helped build the British hip-hop community, as in the recent years. Obviously not before there was a community, but it's all added a certain strong aspect to it, and it has helped communications a lot. If I want to know where my favourite group are playing, I just have to hit up their website and have a look at their list, or email them and say, hey, where are you playing next? And that's really given me a lot of power and access to information, which I wouldn't have had 5 years ago. Or if I want to interview someone, I just have to email them and say, can I interview you, rather than chasing through X, Y and Z to get their phone numbers in the past. And on our forum, I mean, it is just so unbelievably popular. It's just hilarious. Every artist I've ever interviewed has said, oh, you know, so-and-so said this about me on your forum 6 months ago.
Riz was one of the founders of UKHH.com.
There's a bustling hip-hop scene in the UK that needs to be supported, and that's the best way to actually show it online, because it can be updated automatically, which is something that was really kind of, when I was doing the message, it would get quite annoying. With doing the message, your problem was that, I mean, it was a quarterly magazine, so what was news when I started writing the magazine, when I got to the last page, wasn't news anymore, and I had to go and refresh it. With the internet, you can update things constantly, you can keep things turning over, and now there's a lot of hip-hop websites, UK hip-hop websites out there.
Take it to the max, adrenaline rush, can't relax, competition is crushed.
For us, it's not a competition between websites though. None of us work on that website full time. None of us are driving around Mercedes-Benz because we're running a website. It's not an e-commerce thing like that. It's done to promote UK hip-hop. You send in your demo on a 30-minute cassette tape and it'll get reviewed. It's good enough stuff, you know, the stuff gets put up. So it's all about representing, and I mean, I know it's like cliches, like keep it real, representing and all that kind of stuff, but basically we're just trying to kind of put across to people, let people know that there is a scene there, and what better way than to do it on the internet.
Popping it up, stimulating your brain, popping it up, till you're feeling no pain, popping it up, till your energy soar, pump it up, raise it up, pump it up, get yours.
Being UKHH.com, it's not just about the actual music itself. We can break it down in the elements section. We've got MCs, turntablism, breaking and graffiti. There's also the forum board. We've got audio archives as well that you can go in and check tunes from way back. Basically it's a way of trying to show people UK hip-hop that, you know, a lot of new kids are getting into UK hip-hop, and, you know, it's kind of got to educate them and say what went before and let them know what's there. and you've got the guest book. Basically, you could go in there and you could sit on the site for a very long time going through all that information, but we realised that not everyone, when they go on a website, they're going to go on and go through a lot of stuff. And what we try to do, as I said, try and keep the forums clean, because the last thing that you want is people going onto the website and just instantly getting put off by idiotic conversations. And the sad thing is, in the forums, when you do get a good conversation, you get an excellent conversation going, and you can be really, really informative. It works as a good tool for people that want to put stuff out and they need contacts in this area and contacts in that area. And that's basically what it's all about, helping people network. That's what the internet's there for.
Respected stateside artist and label boss of Def Jux Records, LP, is a little more apprehensive about the net.
I have a healthy fear of the internet. It's a tool and it's a nightmare. The tool comes to the extent where you can sell your product online, you can communicate directly with your fan base, and you can bring people to you. The nightmare is the fact that every time we release a record to the press to get reviews, some asshole puts it up on the internet and it's out 3 months before it's supposed to be out. It could damage a label like us. And if we lose 5,000 record sales, that hurts us. If we lose 10,000 record sales, that kills us. And it's a dangerous thing to an extent, but I think that you just have to be a modern man. You have to be a thinker about, things like that. Be prepared for the hustle to change. Be prepared for the music itself to not be the commodity anymore, and make the shift so that you're not left behind when the industry changes.
Commercially though, the net can bring new opportunities. Disorder owns a Suspect Packages website which sells independent UK records on the net.
Purely through years of people not really recognising UK hip-hop, through doing the mixtapes, the UK Hustlers mixtapes, and them expanding, reaching out to Japan and places like that, and the scene kind of growing and growing. And being from outside of London, not really seeing the records that were being put out that people could get hold of, and there was a gap in the market that I could see. So the whole case was to get a platform for artists to get hold of UK hip-hop who weren't necessarily living in London or the places where you could get hold of it.
I am Sam Hunt, that's Mr. SFDB to anyone else.
And I'm Leon, second son. I'm surprised how many people are bouncing around on forums and guest books, and
it's a lot.
We get enough hits. I think in a year we've had like 2,500 people look at the site. I don't care if we had 2 people look at the site, but it's good that 2,500 people have had the balls enough to click their mouse on it. So it's respect to all of them. But yeah, a lot of it gets around. Like word gets around the internet. I remember reading somewhere the other day that someone was saying, "Quick, look at eBay because it's like a copy of New Mike Order for 80 quid and all this." And I'm thinking, it's wild at the moment, but it's all out there. It's just like speaking to someone on a phone or writing someone a letter or talking to someone in a club. It's just another form of communication.
Yeah, it's fantastic for us on the business side now, in that respect, because we can literally just sort of communicate with people all over the place, all over the globe,
Yeah.
And also we do sell records on the internet, and when we sell records on the internet, that money comes straight back to us, so no one is taking a cut off of us, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, we charge a little bit cheaper than what you pay for in the shops. Anyway, obviously, we're not going to take the mick. We do it for as little as we can,
Much of the reason for the new improved image of the independent scene is to do with the changed perception and marketing of it. A newfound organised infrastructure now exists, which means that you can now read about, hear and buy music far more freely than 5 years ago. Accessibility is very important, and just like the internet, magazines have a major role to play.